Good day everyone. Today our lesson is all about proportion. When do we apply proportion in real life situation and how? Now, through proportion, we can show the relationship between two quantities such as, for example, the liter of gas or fuel and the relationship to the amount we have to pay. Or even in cooking recipes and baking. And there are a lot of situations that involves proportion. Now, what is a proportion? When two ratios are equal, a proportion is formed. So proportion is when two ratios are equal. So we have here a ratio of 300 over 600 or 300 is to 600. So this is in fraction form and that is also equal to 1/2. How do we know that these two ratios are equal and how do we know that they are called proportion? So what we're going to do is to cross multiply the given numbers. We have here 300 times 2, that is 600, and 600 times 1 is 600. You can also write this in the form of 300 is to 600, and that is equal to 1 is to 2. These two ratios are called proportion because they are equal to each other. They are proportional to each other. Now, it can be written in the form, as I've mentioned earlier, we have in fraction form, where A over B is equal to C over D, or A is to B is equal to C is to D. Now that A is to B is equal to C is to D, the B and C are called means, and extremes are A and D, meaning the outer numbers are called the extreme and the inner numbers are means. Two ratios are equal, or they are called proportion, when the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Let's have these examples. We have tell whether the two ratios are proportion. So you can say that the two ratios are proportion when you multiply the means that should be equal to the product of the extremes. So we have 6 times 3, that is 18, and 9 times 21 is 189. Therefore, they are not proportion. Next, we have 4 is to 3 is equal to 32 is to 24. Let's see if the product of the means is equal to the product of the extreme. So we have, this is 96 for 4 times 24. 4 times, and then 3 times 32 is 96 also. So they are called, or the two ratios are proportion. Next, we have 5 times 9, that is 45. Then 15 times 3 is also 45. Then these two ratios are proportion. So that's how you check if the two ratios are proportion, by multiplying the means and multiplying the extremes and compare each other. Next, let us find the missing term in the proportion. So as you can see, the missing is, we write letter N, that's for the missing, and to find for the missing term in this proportion, what we have to do is to multiply the product of the means and the product of the extreme, and we need to equate the two ratios. So we have 24 times 4 is 96, and 6 times n, since we need to multiply and we cannot combine that, so we can write 6n. Then to find for the value of n, we divide 96 divided by 6, and our n, or our value of n, is 16. If you want to check if your answer is correct, you multiply this 16, which is the value of n, times 16, you will get 96, and 24 times 4 is 96. So your answer, the value of n, is correct. Next, we have here the value of the extreme, which is n, is missing. Then we multiply. This means we have 60. 6 times 20, we have 120. And 5 times n is 5n. So what we are going to do is to divide 120 divided by 5 to get the value of n, and n is 24. Next, we have here a situation. The ratio of books to students is 5:11. If there are 15 books, how many students are there? We can solve this problem through proportion by, we have 5:11, then is equal to, so this 5 is the books, the ratio of books to students. So 5 for the books and 11 is for the students. If you write here on the second ratio, it should be books first, and the question is how many students, so that is missing, and we can write n. Then to solve that, we need to multiply the means and the extreme. We have 11 times 5 is 165, and this is 5n. Okay, so let's equate the two equations. So 5n is equal to 165. To find for the value of n, you divide 165 divided by 5, you will get 33. So how many students are there? There are 33 students if there are 15 books. Next, we have John can read 150 words in 5 minutes. How long will it take him to read 450 words? So let's use the proportion in solving this problem. So 150 words is to 5 minutes. So this is for the words, and this is for the time, which is 5 minutes. Then when you write the other equation, so how long will it take to read to 450 words? So this is 450, and the missing there is the minutes or the time, how long. Therefore, we need to multiply the means and the extreme. We have 2,250. This is 150n. Let's solve for the value of n. We have 2,250. N is equals to 2,250 divided by 150. We have 15. So how long will it take him to read 450 minutes? It will take him 15 minutes to read 450 words. Next, there are 15 boys in a class. If the ratio of girls to boys is 8:5, how many are girls? So let's write this first, the ratio of girls to boys. So we have 8:5. So this is the girls and this is the boys. So when you write on the other side of the equation or the other ratio, it should be girls, which is the missing, and the number of boys is given. So we have 15 boys. Okay. So order is very important in the ratio. So if this is the girls, this is the boys, it can be girls. It should be girls and then to boys. If you want to write boys to girls, you can also write this as 5:8 is equal to 15:n. We will still get the same answer. We solve this, we have 5n, and 15 times 8 is 120. So we have 5n is equal to 120. N is equal to 120 divided by 5. N is 24. So how many girls are there? There are 24 girls. So again, if you want to use this kind of equation, it can be you interchange the boys and the girls. And so this is boys, girls, boys, girls. So you can still multiply this. It's the same. This is 120, then 5n. Okay, you'll still get the same answer and the same solution. 5n is equal to 120, and you'll find that n is still 24. I want you to try these examples. You may pause the video and solve, and you may resume to check for the answer. We have, okay, the answer is proportion, answer here is 3, and the answer here is 126. So I hope that you learned something from this video.